welcome back to my channel, and today I am filming my, summer book haul. So I recently went on a vacation with my family, and of course I spent a lot of my spending money on books. The fortunate thing about this particular stack of books is that most of them are used, so they were really cheap, and that was good because I had a budget of so much money that I could spend on a vacation. First book I have here, I am continuing my collection of Stephen King books, Under the Dome by Stephen King. And something I noticed after I bought it is that under here it says Part 1. And I texted my friend who's read Under the Dome, and he's like, yeah, Under the Dome is like over 1,000 pages, and this one is just over 600 pages. So once I decide to pick this one up in like a few months or so, I'm gonna have to go and find a Dome Part 2. It's like, why did they split one novel into two parts? Like, I don't, because like the copy my friend had was the 1,000-page copy. I mean, it was a massive thing, but it's like, now I have to buy two copies of the same book in different parts. The next book I have here is a classic, and it is The Tale of Two Cities, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens is a very famous author, and he's written a lot of stuff, and I wanted to start reading his work, and I was like, okay, I know Charles Dickens has written pretty fat novels. So he's written a lot of pretty fat novels, but I was like, okay, I'm going to start off with something small to kind of ease my way into this. So I'm going to read this in the next few months, Tale of Two Cities. The next book I have here is Angel Time by Anne Rice. Now, I've only read one book by Anne Rice, but I absolutely love it. It's Interview with a Vampire. That is the first book in her Vampire Chronicles series. And when I first picked it up, I didn't know it was going to be part of a series. And I just bought, this past October, I think I bought the second book, which is Lestat, I think. Again, I'd have to look it up. But I just recently found out that it was a series, and I wanted to continue with it, even though it's been 4 years since I read Interview with a Vampire. I watched the movie periodically, so that's enough. The book I have here is The Truth of All Things by Kieran Shields, and it's set in Portland, Maine, which I'm very interested in. And when the cashier was doing up my purchase, she's like, oh, I love this book. It's set in Portland, Maine, and I grew up in Portland, Maine. So I was like, that's cool. Apparently it is about a murder mystery that, let me see, has something to do with, it's just a very mysterious, I think it has something to do with like Satan, like just a very mysterious murder mystery of a young girl. Another book I'm going to mention right now, although I can't find it, it's somewhere in my suitcase, I'm sure somewhere, is Insomnia by Stephen King. I also bought that as well because, again, growing my collection of Stephen King novels. And then the last book I have here, I bought it because I've heard so much about it all over BookTube, and it seemed really interesting, but I was trying to find it in a time where it wasn't too expensive, and for hardback, this one wasn't that expensive. It is An Ember in the Ashes by Sahaba Tahir, and from what I can gather, it is about a girl trying to rescue her brother that has gone into slavery or something like that, and this is set in like medieval times. Let me see. Oh, yep. Somebody's brother is arrested for treason. Yeah, and I think she or her brother gets sold into slavery, and she's trying to rescue him. And apparently the second book is going to come out soon. I heard about this through, oh, this has a rip there. I heard about this through Christine Pulling Bananas Books, who is one of my favorite booktubers, and she read it and she loved it, and she did a book review, so I was like, I want to try it. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great day and keep on reading.